Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. You know, the Holy Spirit is something so special. Beginning of this week, God put a specific message on my heart, and I was so overwhelmed. I couldn't wait for the time to come for me to deliver it. And my heart rejoices when God, people don't see each other, and yet God can unite us in spirit to do what is me in one accord. So our message is titled, Do Good. And I just heard that on the offering. Isn't it awesome? Yes. Why does God prosper us? It's to do good. Many people think we prosper to achieve our own personal goals and things we want to have. It's true. You will be able to do that. But God didn't prosper us only to take care of ourselves. Because there are people always out there that will never have strength. Never have strength to get. Do you know, if the people who are wealthy, all those wealthy companies and so on, if they will hand out all, we won't have poverty. We won't have poverty. Even when we look at the medical system, I had to go to the social office this week to fill out some papers. And it's one of the darkest and most frustrated places to be. The one thing, DMV is back. People there, they can't get help. One young man in a wheelchair come there, he has to go away, but his paperwork isn't in order for them to help. They ask you, do you earn more than $150 a month? What type of ridiculous question to ask somebody to come ask you for help? Do you know how much money our government is? I'm not talking, our government is spending so much money on medication. No, they're spending it, but it isn't coming to the people that need it. It's all going towards the wealthy. The money is going out of it. The taxes we pay is covering for the government to give out certain money, but it isn't coming towards the people that have need. It's all going into the hands of the wealthy. Take some, and that's what everybody, they will answer to God. I've seen people, nobody gets wealthy because they decided it. Most people get wealthy by chance, and some get wealthy because of they do wickedness to people. They walk all over people. And you can see those. They're walking over the needs of the people to put the finances in their pockets. Many people say God is in control. God is not in control. Just to be in control means to say you got to manipulate. God is there. You work things out. You're only allowed to work things out up to a certain point, and unless you believe for you to take him to take you all of the way. There's a point where he says, I allow the rain to fall upon the just and unjust. See, he's working things out. Things that are natural, he works things out. And that's why you hear so many people, if there's a God, why all this is going on? You see, our ignorance sometimes gets the better of us. The church questions him. Then we ask, how much better are we than those out there that are ignorant? We are here to learn about Jesus Christ. About him. We're getting to know him. And we're supposed to get to know him and also get to know his goodness. Not just his goodness that's in action. And that's what actually most of what his glory means. People speak about his glory. His glory is his goodness. This morning, I'm going to start with the book of Matthew, where he started with his first message after he was anointed. He stood up. I'm going to start with the part, read from verse 43. And here what he said, he's telling us, he's contradicting how much of the things already they will learn. He says, you have heard that it was said, so they will be taught. You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. When you read carefully the Psalms, you will think that David's enemy, when David referred to his enemies, you would think David is talking about the Philistines whom he had vanquished. David wasn't talking about the Philistines. Because David was talking, the word, everybody think the word enemy is somebody who's looking to kill you. Now, the word enemy means someone who's against you. That's what it is. If you're against me, you are my enemy. You can be my best friend. But I have interest to have something, but somehow you find yourself against me having it, you are my enemy in that one area. You know that? That's what you are. You're against me having it. And that's what the word enemy. Enemy doesn't mean to say someone we have to murder or kill or destroy. No. And David was saying his enemy, David was referring to the people who all went to school with him, all grew up with him. He said, but they learn the same things I learned. How to serve God, but they're not doing it. They're against the gospel. They are for the gospel. You don't just listen, but you walk according to the gospel. You see what I'm saying? When you learn of the gospel, but yet walk contrary, because if you don't obey, what are you doing? You're walking contrary. So you're walking against the gospel. Then you are an enemy of the gospel. That's what David is referring to. That's what he said. You have heard it said. And that's what the people was teaching. You can hate your enemy, love thy neighbor. And that's why Jesus came up with that parable. Then, all right, since you said, hate thine enemy and love thy neighbor, who is your neighbor? See how he entraps them in their own philosophy, their own bad work, and robbers beset him, beat him, and left him for dead on the ground. And guess what? The priest bought